when you came to GM, what did you discover?
Well, I went up to GM. I had been to Detroit a couple of times, and I flew up to General Motors and had my first meeting. And as you might guess, I found things in a pretty confused state. They had just emerged or were going to emerge from bankruptcy shortly, right in that time frame. People were on edge. The morale was quite low, as you might guess. People wondering if they would have a job. Let's just say that was a massive state of confusion.
Why was that? I mean, this is this great company. What's good for GM is good for America. It's supposed to really, be emblematic of American business. How did it get that way?
Well, it got that way because, in simple terms, the revenues were less than the expenses. If you want to put it in simple terms.
That's what you call plain talking.
That's about what it amounts to. But there was disbelief among the employees, and I think in general that this great company had gone bankrupt. It had run out of money, had no funds. I think there was general disbelief in the employee body at GM. I asked one of the senior managers what went wrong here, and his reply was, "We didn't do anything wrong. The economy got us." And so I said, well, what about Ford, and what about Nissan and Honda and Volkswagen and all that? He didn't have an answer for that, but the economy got GM.
It really sounds like you lay the blame, and probably accurately so, at the feet of management of GM, and not just one person. It was, decades of entrenched management, entrenched thinking, and it becomes part of a corporate culture, doesn't it?
It does. I found a very bureaucratic organization, a matrix management system, and a matrix management system, which all of you know means that everybody's in charge and therefore nobody's in charge, and therefore nothing was getting done. Nobody knew what to do. There were no clear goals or objectives. It was just mass confusion. Very bureaucratic.
There are people in the United States who think the auto bailout was a bad idea, and they'll just say we should have let GM die. Why spend, and Chrysler, why spend taxpayers' money on that? What's your take when all is said and done?
Well, I think that's ridiculous. I think we did exactly the right thing to bail out GM, and I'll tell you why. First of all, there was no private money available and no appetite to save GM. Secondly is it wasn't so much General Motors, you think about it, as the fabric of this country. But it wasn't only GM. It was all the people around GM that supplied GM, the suppliers, and really tens of thousands, millions of people. And had we let GM go, it would have been a catastrophe for this company. Those suppliers would have gone with it. The economic thing would have gotten much worse. This country did the right thing.